Hi, my name's Steven Townsend. Usually I go on here as Grimace, but today I have something a little bit more serious to discuss. I've wanted to discuss this for a long while now. I just never really found the way that I was going to talk about it, and I still really haven't, but I think that the silence over gay domestic violence needs to be ended. And today I was looking around online to look for other videos, maybe as inspiration for making this one. And really, alls I came across was a blog from one guy that was gay, and he was discussing this topic of gay domestic violence, and he was saying that it's okay because it was two guys and they're just fighting and whatever. And the other videos I found were from younger people that made it a joke, that made little videos, with like all gay, like oh my god, smack smack, like it was some kind of joke. I do not think this is a joke at all. The pictures I just showed you there are from about an hour after I got back from the police station, after I had called the police because I myself had become a victim of domestic violence. This wasn't something that happened suddenly and out of the blue, although to me at the time, yes, it did. I didn't pay attention to warning signs that had come previously. One thing that blogger I mentioned earlier talked about was that in the States, apparently it is not considered domestic violence as if it is between a same-sex gay couple. I consider myself fortunate that I live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where same-sex violence in a domestic relationship is treated no differently than heterosexual violence. The police treated the situation no differently, and the courts treated the situation no differently. As a child, I actually grew up in an abusive household, and I thought myself better than that kind of situation. I thought that that was something that I would not get into in later life, as I had experienced it as a child. But then later on, last year, I found myself in a violent relationship fueled by alcohol and whatever kind of head issues. There's so many signs that I missed in the beginning, such as the excessive drinking, just strange moods when my former partner would drink. He'd, start crying about, his past or whatever, and, try and take off. He'd become verbally abusive, and I honestly kept kidding myself saying that it could never extend further than that. My friend, who himself had been in a bad relationship that led to violence, kept warning me. But of course, when you're in love with somebody and you hope the best for them, you hope that they'll overcome this problem with drinking or whatever it tends to be in their life, and you really, really hope that things will get better. And unfortunately, this is not really the case. One of the main reasons that I'm making this video is because I want other people in the same situation that I found myself in last year to know that you're not alone. And there's many, many resources out there where you can get help, albeit it is a lot harder to get help and advice if you are in a same-sex relationship, because most of it is geared towards women in a heterosexual relationship. But there is resources out there. You're definitely not alone, as you can see from this video. I've been through it myself. My advice, I would say, is to get out of the relationship. From what I've read is that most of the time the violence only escalates, and it may start off as something as simple as, you know, a push or a shove, but 99% of the time it does escalate, and sometimes it does end with loss of life. And this is not something that I want to see for anyone. Now, I'd like to say that when this incident that I showed you the pictures from happened, that I just, you know, was all strong and just got out. But it's funny how violence and that kind of abuse can put a stranglehold on you. Like, that's one of the reasons last year I wasn't making any videos. Well, I made a few, but really, like, the depression had gotten, you know, so deep that I had no creative inspiration. It affected my work, it affected my personal relationships, it affected every aspect of my life. But, you know, like, you can sit there and blame yourself, but it's not your fault at all. It takes two to tango, they say, but no, not always. It doesn't matter what you say or whatever. Nobody ever deserves to be hit by somebody they love. I want for anybody else that has found themselves in this kind of situation to stand up and to post a video response to this, or a comment or a story or a link to a blog that you have. Really, for stories online, when I was looking, there is not a lot. So that means that people are being quiet about this domestic violence issue in same-sex relationships, and it is time to end the silence and to speak up. And I encourage any of you to speak up and let others know that they are not alone.